Pablo, thoughts on the game today? There was one interesting play where you don't see very often with Cabral. Kind of probably wants a pass back there. But what are your thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, again, I think we're, I think it's everything in context, like where we're at in our preseason, where Bromby's at and playing a first team, given they're in midseason form, putting all that together, I was really, really pleased from a tactical perspective that the guys are grasping the concepts so well that they're able to put a really good shift in and not have to second guess what they're doing on both sides of the ball, and I think obviously, there's obviously many things to work on all the way down the line, but I think as a collective, the mentality of the group, the connectedness of the group, and the like, how they've been interacting in and around the grounds here, and how close they are, and the culture piece has been awesome. So all things being equal, again, I thought good performances on both sides of the ball, and then um, you know, yeah. So I thought it was a really good performance.
What are your thoughts on the first goal with the trialist there? Is that what you're expecting to see?
Yeah, he's been sharp, and obviously comes with a really good pedigree in college. And the one thing I'll say is, he doesn't look physically imposing from afar, but he is fast, he's dynamic, his hold up play is top. Finishing is really good, and he gets in the box, and I think those are all traits that you want to see from an attacking player. So again, really surprised, to be honest, um, to see how quickly he's you know transitioned into this at this level, and doing a good job on both sides of the ball in those first two games he's played.
And I'm sure you're seeing progress. But what about the second half? It was a little different, obviously, with different younger players. Anything
Mhm.
stand out there that you were impressed with, or
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe disappointed that things didn't go exactly how you might have expected in the second half?
No, I think they went exactly I actually better than again, because when you're talking about 20 players, or 20 field players, you're always going to have, I feel like there's going to be a drop, or there's going to be a bad start, but I feel like these guys came into the game and really um, impose themselves on the game, with Luka Moisa and Omar Marquez in the middle of the field. We before the game, again, I just told the group that we want to make sure that we're playing to their strengths, right? Don't put them in precarious situations. And they just played free. They played hard. They won balls. They made good passes. They made plays. Then Sam and Alex connecting on that second goal. And I think we still had a couple goals that where we left them on the table in both halves. So that's really promising, because again, I think the tweaks that we're making tactically should have us, with chances in front of goal, and then it's just about finishing, right? And I think the guys are executing at a really high level. So again, super pleased with everyone, top to bottom. I thought it was, again, all when you take in all the factors, it was greater than anything I expected.
Thank you.
Sean, uh, yeah, Pablo, sorry I got here a little bit late into this call. I had some internet issues, had to reset the router, but enough of my first world problems back
Yeah.
here. Um, but I don't know if it's probably too early, and we can debate for the next 7.5 hours if we really wanted to the merits of winning preseason games and what wins and
Mhm.
losses kind of at this point
Mhm.
really mean. But is there some? I mean, you touch on it a little bit right there. Is there something you can take away from the fact that it feels like both lineups,
Mhm.
when you're going with wholesale changes from half to half in these two preseason games that you've been at, it feels like both lineups have played the same way, like they're all buying into the same system. Or again, maybe
Mhm.
is it too early to kind of talk about buy-in from all these guys?
No, I think that's, again, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm trying to get out of the game. And as a staff, that we're checking we use these games to check for understanding. Like, and I think what's been really unique is going up to against two teams that play a four back system, which really makes it difficult when you're pressing with three. especially when they send their outside backs, either when they send their outside backs forward or they drop them real narrow. It asks some real questions. And so, I think for me, like the way I look at it is the understanding is there, and what the wins do in preseason is validate what we as coaches want to implement, right? So oftentimes there's always, if you're not winning, it's like, well, why are we doing this? And sometimes you have to like cajole them a bit and tell them, hey, listen, you got to stick to the plan, stick to the process. I think when you get results and you win games, the the adrenaline, the feelings after you win a game are true, whether it's preseason or regular season. Winning is not it 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 it's winning is winning. But the most important thing for me is check for understanding in the way we defend, our mentality, how we react to mistakes, and then um, how we attack. And so what we're getting from these two games are really good pictures as to the areas that we need to continue to work on as we implement this new system. And so, but again, I think the most important thing about winning in preseason is that it validates everything that we're working on and
And
working
then
toward.
you touched on him already a little bit with respect to his goal and kind of that connection with that hookup with Sam pretty well. But how does sort of this new again, it's not even necessarily a new formation, but just kind of this
Mhm.
new way of playing and a little bit of a
Mhm.
new position
Right.
helped Alex, do you think, in kind of what he's able to do? It seems like through the two preseason games, like he's playing a lot more free when you
Mhm.
kind of give him a little bit more offensive responsibility.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. That's you're accurate. I think the one thing that you do going from uh, the way we played last year is that you need, because we had four attacking players on the field, and so now we have to add attacking players in the wingback position. And if we can get a wingback on the left and a wingback on the right that are dangerous going forward, now you start to really ask some questions of defenses, right? And so I think, I had a chat with Alex yesterday about being more aggressive in the attack, and today, he did a fantastic job of that. Um, we have to find ways with our wingbacks to be 1v1 dangerous, combination dangerous, because then it starts to ask, like I said, then winger, if you're playing against the four, wingers are going to have to double down. And so how can we create more chances through our wide play, but also having good numbers in the box? And so, yeah, the guys have been great. And obviously, Dom, the last two games has looked um, like a different player from last year. And in trainings too, he's been real top. So, I think the other thing too is it just adds a lot of competition within the team, and obviously any great team's going to have competition, and that's what we aim to be.
It seems like the guys I mean, this has been a pretty coachable group, I think, for the last couple of years, but they're
Mhm.
maybe even more coachable because you just mentioned you had a conversation recently with Alex. He comes out and has this game in game two. You had a conversation right before game one with Dom, and he kind of did what he did, got on the score sheet and that kind of thing. Is there something to be said just about how coachable these guys are?
Yeah, no, they're really coachable, and again, I think when we talk about reflecting from last year, I ask the players to do it. I do it as a coach, and how can we be more clear with what we're asking, and more focused on KPIs? In other words, how many crosses did you get in the box? How many times did you run behind the back line? How many times did you combine centrally and receive the ball on the opposing side? So these are things we're working through, but I think it also helps. Um, when we know exactly what we're asking for. And at times last year is a bit vague. I think we're really clear this year as to how we want to utilize the wide players in our wing progressions to get in the box. And so I think just again better dialogue from us coaches to the players, and then obviously the receptivity and the coachability from the players. And the level of comfort they have in understanding what we're trying to achieve has been great. And so it's been like with our new staff, a lot of new players, and some players that didn't perform to where they wanted to perform last year, but are now doing it this year. So we're really trending in a really good direction. Um, and again, never resting on our laurels, and making sure that from player one to coach five, that we're buttoned up every day, and we're bringing our lunch pail to work, because we know that there's a lot of improvement we need to do.
Gracias, Jefe. I really appreciate it. Good
Yeah,
work today.
absolutely. Thanks.
Anything else in English before we go to Carlos and Espanol? Okay, Carlos.
Gracias, Trey. ¿Qué tal, Pablo?
Hola, Carlos.
Estarás contento, ¿no?
Sí, sí, muy contento con la forma de entender las tácticas. Ha sido muchos cambios del estilo, de la formación defensivamente y lo están entendiendo y estamos enfocando mucho en eso, cómo defendemos como un grupo y ponemos mucho esfuerzo en la manera de defender de los delanteros. Así podemos ganar el balón y porque el año pasado la problema fue que cuando ganamos el balón mantenimos la posesión, pero nunca fuimos con el contragolpe. Yo creo que este año la forma que estamos defendiendo no va a dar muchas oportunidades para meter gol en la transición. Así muy contento con el grupo, especialmente cambiando 11 jugadores y manteniendo el nivel. Es muy lindo para el cuerpo técnico porque para mí estamos comunicando en una manera que todos entienden.
Yo estoy sorprendido, sinceramente, pero y además de manera muy, muy positiva, porque como tú acabas de decir, cambiar tantas cosas de una
Ujú,
temporada a otra y ver el nivel que tienes en estos momentos,
ujú,
a mí me ha sorprendido, pero muy, muy gratamente. O sea, es que estoy viendo cosas muy interesantes en este partido que hemos visto. En esta primera parte me ha gustado el 11 que ha sacado.
ujú,
Me ha sorprendido el español, Sergi. Me
ujú.
parece, como tú dijiste antes, una sorpresa tremenda lo evolucionado que está para ser un chico tan joven. Es
Exacto.
un 9-9 claro, es un finalizador claro también.
Ujú.
O sea que yo creo que tienes, y además lo que tiene que tiene que venir el holandés y alguna pieza más, creo
Ajá.
que por eso te decía que debes estar contento, porque vamos, estás en un nivel que cualquiera firmaría ahora mismo, ¿no?
No,
Sinceramente.
no, tenés razón. Por eso, y los chicos, los jugadores nuevos se están adaptando muy bien.
Sí,
eh, y el Víctor recién llegó ayer, pero no va a poder entrenar porque tiene que hacer una prueba médica. Así tenemos jugadores que todavía no llegan, pero es lindo cuando puede armar un grupo con la mentalidad, el estilo que estamos jugando, porque saben que sí o sí, especialmente contra un equipo como Brøndby, que jugaron su primer equipo. Y nosotros recién empezamos hace, no sé, 12 días de
claro.
entrenamiento, así.
Ellos no son cualquiera tampoco, son un grupo de la élite, digamos, del fútbol europeo. ¿Eh?
Exacto, exacto. No, por eso estoy, mira, Carlos, te digo la verdad, estoy muy contento con el grupo y también el cuerpo técnico que han hecho un muy buen trabajo. Se siente como el ambiente dentro del equipo se siente muy, muy positivo, que cuando hay problemas lo arreglamos, hablamos sobre eso y seguimos adelante como un grupo.
Ujú. Bueno, yo digamos, me queda por preguntarte qué piezas más te tienen que venir para encajar esto, que ya tienes, como digo, un buen grupo montado, ¿no?
Sí, sí, yo creo que faltan dos, un atacante y otro sobre un extremo, un carrilero.
Ujú.
Pero como decir, mira, si anduvimos muy mal en estos partidos, a lo mejor estamos como exijados para traer los jugadores en este momento. Si llegan un poco más tarde, por lo menos le da la oportunidad a los que están jugando para seguir mejorando, para que ganen la confianza. Y cuando tenés un equipo de 20 jugadores que todos saben, todos están jugando bien, ahora tener un equipo que puede competir en la liga verdadero, o sea llegar al puesto que queremos llegar, así. Pero recién iniciamos, pero estoy muy contento con el progreso del grupo.
Pues me alegro, enhorabuena, porque yo también estoy muy, muy contento y muy ilusionado con lo que viene.
Gracias, Carlos.
Hello to everyone. Brent, you want to go first, then Sean?
Alex, thoughts on the game today? It looks like you're progressing nicely. You had a lovely goal during preseason so far. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, always happy to help the team with my goal. But the most important is we're getting better. We was much better today than the first game we played. So the work we put on the trainings, we see to pay off on the games. Happy that it's important to win. So we're happy that we have the 2 wins in 2 games and just keep working.
What about the new system, or at least the tweaks, the changes in the system? Are they progressing? Is it something that you're enjoying, or is there still work to be done?
I mean, yeah, for sure, it's a lot of work in front of us, but we are happy that day by day we understand the system better and better, and a new group with a lot of young guys and new faces. Is good to see the progress on the pitch.
Does you're a veteran? Do you like preseason? And specifically, maybe has anything kind of surprised you during this preseason so far? Maybe a young player coming up or something like that?
Uh, Personal opinion, I don't like pre-seasons. I would like to have, games. But, I understand that, it's a very, very important part of the season, because you build as a person, but as a team, you're doing the most work that you don't have time to do it during the season. And about surprise me something, I'm not going to say a name or something, but I think how the new guys and the new faces, it doesn't matter their age, they are in the group, and they are playing important role already in our team.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Sean?
You talked about it a little bit right there, Alex, but it feels like this new system that Pablo and the coaches have you guys playing fits really well with how you like to play, as maybe gets you a little bit more free, more involved in the attack on that left side like you like. Is that accurate? Do you think so? Or
Yeah, I mean, I like the system. I like to be like a fullback that is not only to defend but to attack and help the team with assists, goals, or whatever is that during the game. It's good, that now we have three in the back, and not like last year that we had four. So I had also more like defensive responsibilities. But from the other hand, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you're not defending anymore. Is a little bit of a tweak, the third guy in the back there. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I like the system.
yeah, and I mean Pablo likes to talk a lot about defending from the front. Everybody has defensive responsibilities. Is I don't want to get too much into tactics, but is there kind of a difference in how you sort of have to defend being a little bit more advanced so often, or do you still kind of rely on your left back instincts, I guess?
I mean, yeah, I agree on that. We are 11 players when we defend, 11 players when we attack. So we and the guys up front, we're trying to make as much as easier the job and the life and the game for our defenders. Um, I mean, yeah, I like that to be more advanced and help my winger to press, and it's always better if you win the ball in their defending part, so you're closer to score the goal.
I got to do some hardcore journalism to get you out of here on this because I know how much you love Portugal. Uh, what's the best thing you've eaten or drinking this week?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
What's the best thing you ate or drank this week? The best
This
food or
week,
drink you've had?
nothing crazy, honestly. I will disappoint you on that. I mean, the food in the hotel is amazing, and we are happy that we have all this support from the team, and they organize all this for us. But no, I don't have a thing. I don't have one thing to tell you.
I love it. I'll forgive you. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
And then we'll go to Sean.
Thank you. Lucas, welcome.
Thank you.
What
Thank you.
you say, how's your time been in MLS, and what was the thought process in coming to Real Salt Lake? Was there any
Um,
crossover with like Matt Crooks there, who spent some time with Middlesbrough as well?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, my first year in Cincy obviously was great. I really enjoyed it, and I think, as I also said when I was asked there, that the league has surprised me a lot. And so when I had the chance to come to Salt Lake, it was kind of an easy choice. And I'm just, yeah, really happy to be back in the league, and be with Salt Lake.
What are your thoughts on the team so far? Obviously, you didn't play last year, but they're kind of tweaking, doing a new system for the club. And obviously, you are someone that they think will fit into this system. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think first of all, it's a great group. It's a really talented group of players. And yeah, as you say, hopefully I can help the team and the club in this next phase. And the way I see it is it's perfect. It's a perfect fit for me. Now it's just about showing it really and performing well. But I think I think I got a good chance to do well and hopefully help the team to win a lot of games and yeah, hopefully we'll do well this season.
Lucas, you
And for
want to?
fans that, uh,
Sorry.
excuse me,
Hey, Brant, just I was going to have Lucas let us know what kind of recruiting job DeAndre might have done in the off season since they were together in Cincinnati in a very similar system last year.
great
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. No, I mean, I already talked to DeAndre when he actually joined Salt Lake, that 6 months ago, I believe. And he immediately told me about the plays and how great it was and how I could fit the system and could fit within the group really. So yeah, I've had a lot of conversations with him, and he's also played a huge part in kind of convincing me, even though I didn't need much. But nah, for sure, he did talk a lot of good stuff about Salt Lake and the club and the players and the group. So that made my choice even way easier.
My last question would be for fans that maybe haven't seen you play. Uh, it's a big country, so people don't get around much, it seems like. But how would you define how you play, what your style is it technical, or are you in for some hard tackles? What should fans expect when you're on the pitch? What you thinking?
Um, I think first of all, what they can expect is me always giving my very best, regardless of how we play and who we play. That's something that for me in my whole career so far has been a non-negotiable, so to say. Um, so I'm always trying my best, always working 100% for my teammates. And then I'd say I'm a ball playing centre back. I feel comfortable with the ball at my feet. Um, but I also played in England for about 2 years. So when it gets rainy and it gets a little messy, I'm not shy of a big tackle either. So I'd say yeah, ball playing centre back, but I can definitely hit hard when I need to.
Sean?
Lucas, welcome to Salt Lake, just like Brant and Trey, and I'm sure all of your teammates have told you. Although I guess you haven't actually been to Salt Lake with the club quite yet. So welcome to Portugal and soon Salt Lake.
Thank
Um,
you.
if I remember right, you did play against RSL last year with Cincinnati. It
I
was a
did.
good day for you guys uh, in that game. We don't necessarily need to bring that up too much. I can already feel Trey rolling his eyes right now. Uh, but do you remember anything about that match at all? About kind of the match, the team you played, kind of the fans, anything like that? Do you remember anything about that game, or was
Um,
last year kind of a blur?
Now, what I do remember is that we were struggling. To be fair, we had a tough time, and we probably should have been down at half. And from the play and the chances, we probably should have lost the game. To be honest with you, but we had some individual quality on the day, and as I remember, Luca Reggiano scored a crazy goal from outside the box. So. We might have got a little lucky in that game, and that's obviously my first and my only game against Salt Lake. But as I remember it, we faced a really good team that day, and I mean, fortunate for us, we got the win. But it was a tough opponent as I remember it.
And then you mentioned being kind of that ball playing center back, or you like being that ball playing center back, playing with the ball at your feet. You also played a little bit in the midfield with Sensi, and then you played out on the left. Does that kind of left-sided center back in the back three really just sort of fit your game pretty well based off of, how you like to play, how you describe yourself, and kind of what you guys are? I mean, I know you just barely got here, but it seems like what you guys are sort of trying to build out right now at RSL.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I during my whole career, I think I've played everything but goalkeeper and right back. Um, so in that matter, I'm quite versatile, or however you want to describe it. And I think it gives us a little bit of options in terms of how we can defend at times in a four back or in a three back, well, in a five for that matter. Because I feel quite comfortable up and down that left side. And yeah, whatever the coach wants me to do, or how he wants me to play, I'm happy to do whatever. Because I do feel quite comfortable most positions on the field. So I think especially the way we play with a lot of shifting and a lot of different positions suits me very well. And I think as far as these 8, 9 days I've been here have gone by, I think it's a really good fit, and I do believe that it's it's um it's an exciting year we're going into, and for me personally too. So hopefully it's I'll be able to perform well. I think I've got every chance to do that.
Yeah. You played everywhere but goalkeeper and right back, I think you said. So I'll make
Yeah.
sure to let DeAndre know that you're coming for his job.
Yeah, yeah. Please do. Please do.
Awesome. Thanks, Lucas.
Thank
Pleasure,
you.
man.